And welcome back, fellow adventurers, to Let's Play Dreamfall Chapters. And today we start the fifth and final book of the story. And it starts off pretty much in a state of confusion, because we had been under the impression that ever since book one, Zoe had been awake, that she had returned from story time, and that she had started a new life for herself in Propast. And now all of a sudden, here we are waking up again in the same bed in Casablanca. So what in the world is going on?
Those vitals aren't too bad. Not being in a coma probably helps. Those vitals aren't too bad.
Certainly a change from when we last were looking at her vital signs. And this time, Wonkers finally is active and seems to be speaking with us.
Good old Wonkers. For as long as I can remember, he's been there for me. Like a surrogate sibling and guardian. Best gift ever. But there's something not quite right about him. I can't put my finger on it, but he's not really Wonkers.
That reminds us of the statement she made about Reza, that he was not actually quite Reza. Although in this case, this is a robot. It's a robot with an AI, but one could argue that he's not really sentient.
Good old Wonkers. For as long as I can remember, he's been there for me.
Are you tired,
Like a
Zoe?
surrogate sibling and
you
guardian.
must be tired.
Best gift ever.
Let's go back to sleep.
But there's
I'll stay right
something
here.
not quite right about
I
him.
promise I won't ever
I
leave
can't
you.
put my finger on it. No, I don't want to sleep anymore.
You're not feeling well. I can tell. You're exhausted. And you're seeing things that aren't real.
I don't know what's wrong, but it's not me. It's this place. It's you, Wonkers. You're all wrong.
That hurts my feelings, Zoe.
Aww. Oh, is he going to guilt trip us now into sleeping like he clearly wants us to?
You don't sound right.
You're imagining things, Zoe. You're very, very tired. Sleeping will help you feel better. You should go back to sleep. Just for a little while.
No.
She states that he doesn't sound right. And to be fair, even in actuality, she's not wrong, because Wonkers has a different voice actor for this game.
You don't sound right.
You're imagining things, Zoe. You're very, very tired. Sleeping will help you feel better. You should go back to sleep. Just for a little while.
No.
Now, we actually can attempt to take his advice if we want to.
Why don't you go back to sleep, Zoe? You'll feel much better if you do.
Maybe Wonkers is right. Maybe I'll feel better if I take a nap. Okay.
Wake up, Zoe. You must wake up. Come on, Zoe, get up. This place isn't real. You need to get out.
Was that April?
Yes, we finally get to see April. It's been a long time. And I actually like the new model they have for her in this version. But most players, I think, are going to be suspicious of Wonkers saying they need to go back to sleep and won't actually do it. And they won't actually get to see April on the screen there. Now, we will get to see her again one more time. But it's nice to have that quick little scene there. And it shows that similar to how Keon heard her voice when he was delirious after escaping from the tower, once again, she's playing the role of kind of like a guardian angel to both Kian and Zoe. And again, this is one of the reasons that I suspect that the whole idea of Saga being April is not quite right. Because, we've been playing with Saga for a while, and while I mentioned before that she's in the House of All Worlds, which apparently is somewhat detached from time and space, the fact that April is still interacting with other people here seems to lean more on the fact that April Ryan herself is a different entity than Saga is. Although they may have some connection or deep relationship that we are not currently aware of.
The call button should really be next to the bed, although I guess they weren't expecting me to wake up from my coma anytime soon.
Someone will be with you shortly.
Now it says that, but no one actually ever comes.
Your call has been registered. We will send someone to your room as soon as possible. All nurses are currently busy. Please wait for the next available nurse. I'm sorry, but everyone's frightfully busy. Your patience is appreciated. Stop pushing that button. We won't get to you any quicker even if you keep pushing it.
We're annoying someone on the other side there.
Over 200 unread posts. So I was more popular in a coma than when I was awake. Encouraging. Get well, get better, please wake up, hope you recover, don't die. Where's that book you borrowed? Come back to us, all our love. Where were these people before my coma?
Who's sending the message about a book? That's kind of crass.
I spent my 21st birthday in a coma. That's just sad. Hey, a message from Emma. Oh, she finally opened her gallery in Europolis. Nice. I'll have to visit soon.
Well, we saw the outside of it when we were in ProPast.
Jama sent me something. Knowing her, it's probably a list of exercises to get me back in the gym.
Jama, you can actually see her on the screen on the upper left part in the green gym clothes. That's her martial arts teacher, who we met in the previous game.
Oh, an invitation from CTU to come back and talk about my experiences. What experiences? How to not succeed after graduation? Avoiding bed sores? Also, the event was 6 months ago. Fantastic.
Message from Zoe's old university.
My surprisingly large circle of acquaintances has been busy talking about me in my absence. Now that I'm awake, I probably won't hear from any of them ever again. Over 200 unread posts. So I was more popular in a coma than when I was awake. Encouraging.
Have some balloons here.
It's from Reza. I guess he stops by often. I mean, of course he does. I hope he's okay. It's from Reza. Flowers. From Liv. Hola, sweetie. I hope these flowers will brighten your day. Love, Liv. That's cute. Liv's cute. I'm so happy to have Olivia Del Marco in my life. And Alien the cat is hands down the best electronics shop in Casablanca. I can't wait to go back. When was the last time I visited her shop? That was ages ago. Did it close down? I remember something about... what just happened?
Yeah, so I remember when I was first reading that message, I was like, oh, so all of that, in ProPast maybe was not real for some reason, and that means that Liv is still alive? And I got so happy, and then this screen started glitching, and I was like, oh, this is the illusion, isn't it? And then I just felt depressed again.
Something happened to her, to Liv. Something terrible. Okay, that was not just in my head. Something's definitely going on. Olivia. She's dead. I know it. I feel it. Shit. Am I losing my mind, or is reality glitching?
Now, this turns out to be the mechanic for escaping this room, and it took me a long time to figure out what that was. When I was first playing through this scene, I was convinced that the whole goal was here, somehow get through the door.
This must go into the hospital hallway. It's locked. Why on earth would they lock a hospital room? That feels unsafe.
But it turns out that the purpose of moving on in the story here is to recognize all of the false memories that have been placed around the room. And as you start to recognize them, you actually collect them into your inventory. So here we have a apparently fake greeting card from Liv, as she's no longer alive.
Liv had an accident. She's dead. She never sent me a get well card.
What are you doing, Zoe? You shouldn't be on your feet. Come on, I'll tuck you in and read you a little story, just like in the old days.
No, this isn't really me anymore.
And that was a big tease. You know, they created this whole new version of Zoe's old clothes, and they let you see it, but then you can't wear it and move around, which is too bad, because I think it's pretty cool.
I'd almost forgotten this. I won a competition. Second place, I think. Jama was so proud. Prouder than my dad, perhaps. Definitely prouder than me. I'd almost forgotten this. I won a competition. Second place, I think. Jama was so proud. Prouder than my dad, perhaps. Definitely prouder than me.
So not all items in here have false memories planted inside them. That one is a true one.
Graduation day in front of Jammy Hall. Cape Town University has the most beautiful views. I spent so many lazy afternoons with friends, sitting on jammy steps and looking out over the city. I remember feeling like the end of my bioengineering degree was impossibly far away. I can't believe I actually made it to graduation. It's almost like a dream. Come to think of it, I don't remember much from that day. I was there, I was wearing a gown, but who else was there? Dad? Reza? And what was the ceremony like? I just can't remember. Weird. Now I'm officially freaked out. Something's wrong. The whole graduation thing, something's definitely wrong here.
And so that item there was the first time that I started to realize probably what was going on. And because it doesn't matter whether or not Zoe woke up in ProPast or hasn't woke up in ProPast, that event happened before both. Or the time period of that event happened before both. And Zoe can be sure that she never actually graduated. Here we have the TV.
Thanks for joining us. Things are generally going very well today. Wouldn't you say so, Marek?
Incredibly well, Rika. We'll soon be out of jobs, the both of us.
I honestly wouldn't mind one bit, Marek. Following up on yesterday's heartwarming Wattycorp story, the company behind everyone's favourite dream machine has announced that customer satisfaction has reached an unprecedented 110%.
Impressive, Rika, but who can argue? The Dreamer has changed everything.
An end to war, an end to violence, an end to poverty. What are we doing here, Marek? We should be in Dreamtime too.
You said it, Rika, you said it.
Wattycorp has also announced that surplus profits from the Dream Machine will go to sponsoring free dreamers for children in need worldwide, giving them the opportunity to escape their dreary, pointless existence for a life of endless joy and happiness inside Dreamtime.
Outstanding.
Just another reason why Wattycorp is our favourite corporation, Marek. And they're not even paying us to say that.
Yeah. So, if this is an illusion, I think we have a pretty good idea who's creating it, given all that propaganda right there.
Jardin de Roses. Home, sweet home for most of my tumultuous teenage years.
And that is true. Jardin de Rose was where we actually started the previous game in Casablanca.
Dad and me in Casablanca. Dad's been away a lot, traveling, but was still very close. I remember that day. We had one of our dad and daughter days. We walked around exploring the city, we went to a museum, and then we ate an amazing buffet dinner at the Wati Plaza Hotel downtown. Dad and me in Casablanca.
And so we have that one being true as well.
Our 5th anniversary. Reza and I took the backtracks to Norway and a hydrofoil to Svalbard. We spent a long weekend travelling around the island. We always talked about going to Svalbard. It's such an incredible place. So majestic and so alien. And I was totally geeking out about going inside the Doomsday Vault. 5 years together. Almost hard to believe. Things have been rocky between us from time to time. It's amazing that we lasted this long. I remember we stayed at the... what was the name of that place again? And where was it? I don't remember any of it. It's weird, but I remember nothing from the trip, aside from talking to Reza about it and this photo. We were there, and we've been together for 5 years. Haven't we?
I also like the fact that if you listen carefully to the soundtrack, it is the same hospital bed soundtrack that we've always heard, except occasionally there's a note that's off-key.
No, this is wrong. This feels all wrong.
And it becomes more off-key as we find more and more glitchy false memories.
That's me in Cape Town.
Alright, not much comment there.
Mum, Dad, and me. That was when we moved to Casablanca.
So getting a little closer here. Oops. See if I can... that's a little better.
Mum and Dad were always moving when I was growing up, because of their jobs. This must have been the 5th or 6th home we moved into. I remember falling in love with the place as soon as we got there. It had all these nooks and crannies, a balcony, and my own room with an awesome view. There were so many hiding places. Me and Mum. We played hide and seek all the time. When she came after me, she would stomp her feet and shout. What was it she'd say again? I don't actually remember her voice that well. Or her face. Or that she was there with Dad and me. Mum she wasn't... Where was she?
It's almost as if someone planted false memories in her head, but they could only put in so much. And so any serious search of her memories starts to reveal gaps in the false threads that they've put in her head.
I didn't graduate. I dropped out. I mean, sometimes I wish I hadn't. But this is a false memory.
You don't look well, Zoe. You're probably seeing things. Please lie down, just for a minute. I'll watch over you. I'll sing for you.
And that is another part that I took with me for a moment to find out. Not only do you have to collect the items, but you have to look at each one so that it glitches. And she's kind of firmly establishes what really happened.
It's a card from Karen. Karen's nice. She's been a good friend, and she makes great coffee. It's a card from Karen.
Here's a real one. Karen was obviously a super minor character, but she ran the coffee shop in Casablanca, and we were able to talk to her a couple times in the previous game. So let's have a look at the other two here.
We talked about going to Svalbard, but we never did. We broke up, and that trip, it never happened.
This isn't helping anyone, Zoe. You're just going to ruin everything. Please stop. Please go back to bed. Go back to sleep, Zoe.
No can do, false wonkers.
Helena was never part of our lives. It was just me and Dad. She abandoned us when I was an infant. Oh my God. This isn't real. This place is a hallucination. Or a projection. I need to get out of here.
Look what you've done. Why couldn't you just leave things be? We could be happy here together. The both of us, forever. I need you to go back to sleep, Zoe. Now, before it's too late. Before... Look what you've done. Look what you've done. Why couldn't you just leave things be? We could be happy here together. The both of us, forever. I need you to go back to sleep, Zoe. Now, before it's too late.
Something's wrong. This place, and you. You're all wrong. You're not you.
That doesn't make any sense, Zoe. Of course I'm me. I've always been me. Wonkers, your old friend. Your best friend in the whole world.
You look the same, but you don't act the same, and you don't sound the same. It's like someone put you together from memory, but they didn't get the details right. They didn't know you like I know you, and they probably figured it wouldn't matter. That's what's wrong with this whole place. It's made of memories, and some of them are not right. Europolis, Arcadia. I wasn't dreaming. They were real. This is the dream, or a dream made physical. By me. I made this, and I can see through it.
But I'm real, Zoe? Aren't I?
Of course you are, Wonkers. Of course you're real.
Are you sure you don't want to play a game? We haven't played a game in so long.
I'm sorry, Wonkers.
Okay, then. Promise to wake me up later?
I promise.
Nighty-night.
I'll miss you too, buddy.
Oh, and that made me really sad when I saw that, because, of course, those last couple lines are lines that Wonker said from the previous game, and so they were able to use his original voice actor. Now, as we walk around, we can start to see behind the illusion. See, there's no bed, no side tables. Almost a completely empty room, pretty much. With, I don't know, either tiled or padded walls. Here we see what seems to be some kind of viewing window, which is what we saw in one of the previous cutscenes just before she woke up here. So let's see, how do we get out? Well, can we find a door, or maybe just this window? We can look at it, I think.
What's this? Is this a one-way window? Have they been observing me? Fuck.
Oh, let's see if we can just open this door. Hey, they were so certain that she would stay here in this illusion, they didn't even bother to lock the door. Oof, it is bright out here.
Bib, stop that. It's not a toy. You could kill someone. Someone you don't want to kill.
Send for a healer, you cretins! My legs are broken!
What do we do with her?
I haven't decided yet. We have enough on Sister Alessandra to hold a summary court-martial and execute her. Or we send her to Sadir to stand trial. She'll face death. Or worse, a solitary life sentence in the black hole. To be honest, I think that decision should be yours.
What do we do with the Mad Doctor?
Our people must know the truth. Alessandra needs to stand trial for what she's done in Sadir. She must stand trial, but we don't know what's happening in Sadir. Someone may want to protect her, and we can't bring her with us to Mercuria. She's murdered thousands, and she believes she's righteous. Nothing will be gained from sparing her life.
So, I don't think Kian would be so interested in the death option because it doesn't expose what's happened here. I think he would be eager to see, to have the rest of the Azadi realize what's been going on in the, I guess you'd call them, in the colonies. So the question is, do we send her directly to the capital with the danger that someone might be there to try to cover things up? Or do we basically keep her here on the island until we've completely fished out all the conspiracy members?
She must stand trial, but we don't know what's happening in Sadir. Someone may want to protect her, and we can't bring her with us to Mercuria.
I'm going to go with keeping her here for now. I think that Kian might want to make sure that she's not spirited away or someplace off in Sadir.
What if we leave her here?
Leave her? Do you think that's a good idea, Kian?
Her crimes are against magicals. Let them decide what to do with her.
I can't imagine they'll show her any mercy. Very well, Kian. We'll leave Sister Alessandra in the hands of her prisoners. May the goddess have mercy on her soul.
Let me go, you fools. You're doing the Shadow's work. Goddess, help me. Oh, it hurts.
What now, Kian?
We go back, and we end this. Can I count on your help?
You can. When I followed you here, I had no idea. I had my suspicions. I don't trust Vamon and Saya. They've been lying to us, and they're planning something. But I was blinded by faith and my trust in the Council. I followed you so that I could arrest you, kill you if necessary, to have my eyes opened this way. A veil's been lifted, all thanks to you, and the Dolmari, of course. Your man Liko. I failed you. I failed our nation. And I'm sorry for that, Kian, for distrusting you. I should have known better.
For the first time in ages, Kian finally has an ally within the Azadi hierarchy. I bet you that's a little bit of a weight off his shoulders now.
He should have known better than to brand me a traitor. But I understand why he made that mistake. I gave you reason to doubt me.
I'm not so sure about that, Kian. I acted rashly and...
General, Harmy, I forgive you.
Huh.
There's one thing I must know. Who told you that Liko and I had gone to Gien?
Mother Utana. Don't ask me how she knew. Well, she has her sources. She urged me to follow you.
She wanted you to see this with your own eyes.
Perhaps so, but how would she know what I'd find here?
She trusted me.
Yes, although, if she already knew the truth, why did she say nothing? It wouldn't have been better to keep me in Mercuria and arrest Vamon and Saya?
I'm sure she had her reasons, Harmy. Is your cloud ship ready to bring us back?
The fastest ship in the fleet. We'll be there in less than 3 days.
Enough time to lay plans along the way. I need your most trusted men to fight alongside the rebels against Famon's troops.
They will. There are fewer of us than there are of them, but we have the light on our side. We'll follow your command, Kian. To the first mountain, if it be so. What about the Dolmari? Liko?
He's speaking to the prisoners. He'll accompany us. I'll send for him. Liko will expect his people to be brought back to Mercuria, or given free passage to wherever they want to go.
I give you my word, as soon as the conflict has been resolved.
We'll have to leave young Bip with his parents, or I'm sure he'll try to sneak on board our ship. Bip, time to go.
Looks like we are edging toward a full-out Azadi civil war at this rate. Especially if the Empress figures out what's been going on under her nose.
Everything's ready for the ceremony, Your Excellency. The engineers have informed me that the engine is ready. Whenever you wish to begin.
My men have been posted around the city, ready to handle any unrest. Though I don't expect any. This being Reap Moon's Eve, most of the peasants will be too drunk to pay attention.
Is there anything else you need, Prophet?
You've done all I've asked. With the General away, there will be fewer distractions to worry about. The Office of Scientific Progress has proven itself a loyal servant to the Goddess. The support in Sadir has been unwavering. I am pleased with your work.
Thank you, Prophet. We live to serve the Goddess.
Where is the first?
In her room, praying for the success of our mission. She did not want to overshadow this ceremony with her presence. Her humility makes her a worthy one of the Six.
You deserve all the glory tonight, sister. You, and the commander, of course. When I activate the engine, a new era will begin. We will shape this world according to the wishes of the Goddess. Magic will finally be eradicated. The transition may cause fear and unrest for a time, but I trust you to handle this with authority and efficiency.
Of course.
I must prepare. When I am ready, I'll send word to you. You will have the privilege of telling the people of this city they're witnessing the birth of a new era.
Hami has returned. With Kian. He's joined the Resistance.
What? Who told you this?
They've been trying to recruit my men. Some have turned, though most have not.
Why didn't you inform the Prophet?
And have him cast us from the top of the tower. We'll handle this. The Prophet will never know.
Mother Utana and the First, they can't know either. They might interfere.
You take care of them. I will take care of the Resistance and Hami. Once and for all. Soon it won't even matter. Tonight, once the engine is active.
We take control, yes, I know. I just... We didn't need this. Not when we're so close, after all that we...
Don't worry yourself, sire. Proceed as planned.
Yes. Yes.
Long ago, when I was a boy, exploring the mountains close to my village, I met an old Dolmari man, herding his stone goats. Our two people were officially at war, but there were still Dolmari tribes near our village and some trade between humans and magicals. The old man spoke with kindness, fed me dried fruits and goat's milk, and told me I had magic in me, just like his grandchildren. When I returned home and told my mother, she commanded me to never speak a word of this to my father. And then she leaned in and whispered something in my ear I'll always remember. Magic, she said, is a part of everything. Magic is in the wind and rain, the stones and the ocean. It's in me, my mother said. And it's in you. Your heart, your mind, your blood. We've been at war with magic for most of my life. But I've never forgot my mother's whispered words. And I've always felt it in me. Felt that magic's a part of me. For decades, I've fought it, denied it, rejected it. Tonight, that fight ends, and another begins. This is no longer a war between humans and magicals. This is a battle for the very soul of our world. If you will have me, if you accept us, we stand with you all. We fight at your side.
Tonight, we put aside our differences, our history, our grievances, and we stand united as one. Humans and magicals, Azadi and Northlanders. We are all Arcadians. Our eyes have been opened to the truth of what's being done to magicals. The Prophet has deceived the Azadi people. The engine is a weapon aimed at us all. We don't yet know what this ceremony will bring, but if we don't act tonight, in the face of death, we shall live to regret it tomorrow. General Hami will lead sorties against Vamon's men, force their surrender, and push through to the commander and Sister Saya. Those who refuse to lay down their arms, we fight. As hard as it will be to strike at your own brothers, there's no other choice. Your goal is to apprehend Saya and Vamon, alive if possible, dead if necessary. You'll take your commands from the General. Any misgivings you may have must be put to rest now. I trust Hami with my life. And tonight, so shall you. The engine must be destroyed. We don't know what it's truly for or how it works, but the Prophet means to reshape the world using its powers. This isn't magic. It's something darker than sorcery. Something older and infinitely more dangerous. Let's stop it. Let's stop them all from destroying our world, from destroying magic. Let's do this in the memory of our absent comrades. Shepard, Bob who can see, there's been enough death. Come back alive. You've received your assignments. Prepare to move out. And when this night is over, let's all return here to watch the sun rise on a new Mercuria.
You know what to do, Kian?
Ferdows will shut down the engine from the control room near the green. In order to do that, he needs me inside the tower.
You'll go alone?
I've been inside before. It will be easier on my own. Anna and Enu will escort Ferdows and keep him safe.
I wish we could fight side by side tonight, but your task is more important. And more perilous.
You'll have the Resistance by your side.
I couldn't ask for better company. My men won't flinch from their duty. When they learned what was being done to the non-humans, and what the camps were for. I wish there was time to spread the truth further. But instead, we're forced to fight our own. We can only hope that most choose to surrender, rather than remain loyal to Vamon.
I'm sure they will, once they find themselves facing you. Civil war is a terrible thing, Hami. Most men shy from it. I don't envy you your task tonight.
We do what we must. Goddess protect you, Kian. If all goes well, we'll talk again soon.
We shall.
Okay. Seems like everything's coming to a head now on the Arcadia side of things. Some fans gave the criticism that Hami's turnabout seemed a bit overly quick, and I think I can kind of see what they mean. Although he did just give a little bit of his own backstory that partially might explain why he was so willing to basically do a turn and now fight it for the sake of magicals. At the same time, though, I think that as players and fans, we're so used to experiencing the Azadi as the occupiers of Marcuria. Those who have been sent from Sadir and have spent long years of tours here actively fighting magicals. So it may well be that there are many Azadi soldiers that have not been in the Northlands, maybe who've spent their days in Sadir, and have no particular ill will at all towards magicals. And while they no doubt probably have some prejudice, it may not be to the level of being willing to commit genocide against them. And when Hami showed up, he showed up with his own contingent of men from Sadir. So I'd be willing to guess that a lot of these soldiers who have joined the resistance are mostly probably from Hami's contingent and may not have been previously stationed in the Northlands, haven't really met them and formed any opinions, good or bad, about them. And so when their beloved general says, this is the right thing to do, like Kion, they trust their general rather than, any particular prejudices they might have heard about or stereotypes they've heard about magicals. So Hami's turn here and the fact that he has men following him, I did not see that as something that seemed illogical or very weird. Here we have Liko.
He's been hard on himself for going with me to Gien, and maybe he could have saved Shepard. But chances are, Liko would have died in the attack.
So there's your hint there about how you can make a different decision and have things turn out a different way.
That was a good speech. They will follow you to their deaths if necessary.
I hope that won't be needed. It's enough to know that we stand united. It's what we've been fighting for. And I no longer have to feel torn between two worlds. All right. Everyone looks ready. Let's do this. For Shepard.
For Shepard. For Bob who can see. For all who were lost.
Anything over here? Nope. I can't remember if I mentioned it before, but just in case, if you do not return the tools when Kion is doing his covert work trying to figure out what's going on with the engine, then our friendly bartender here, let's see if I can look at him first. There we go. Our friendly bartender, Ulvik, will be captured by the Azadi, and I don't think he'll be here at the very end if that happens.
Ulvik's put everything on the line for us, and he'll lose it all if we lose the fight.
I'll join Enique's team going into Coldstone. If we can free the imprisoned rebels, we'll improve our chances. And if Benry May's still alive, I want to bring her home.
Oh, good old Ulvik. So yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I don't think we ever figure out if he does or not, but it's nice to have that line there that they are going to try to get Ben Rime out.
So much is on that man's shoulders tonight. I hope they're stronger than they look. Those shoulders don't look very strong.
Well, he makes his living through his mind and not his physical prowess.
I'm proud of them. After the raid on the Enclave, I wouldn't have blamed them for giving up. But here they are, ready to finish the fight. Hami's men stand with us, but too many are still loyal to Vermon. It'll be brother against brother tonight.
If we'd known what they were doing to the Magicals, we would have refused to take orders from Commander Vermon. They've shamed the Empire, him and Sister Saya.
I'll pray for them. Every single one of them.
I'm sorry I ever doubted you. What you did for those poor prisoners on Guyenne. I'll follow you into the fires of the Seven Hells if you ask me to.
So, not many to carry the fight here, but the ones who are here seem solidly loyal.
I stand with you, Kian, and I'm not the only one. Look around. these men and women would all lay down their lives for you.
They will stay true to our side, no matter what.
See, can we look at Enu before we talk to her? Yeah.
If Naane hadn't been around to heal Enu, I don't want to think about what might have happened.
That was a really good speech. I'm sure someone's going to put that into play someday. You know, one of those stirring, heroic monologues before the final act, before everyone dies. I'm not saying everyone's going to die, I'm just saying, Shepard, she would have approved.
I hope so.
Oh, she would. She knew you'd step up and take over one day. And she cared for you. As, you know, a friend. I don't think Shepard would... I mean, you and her? With you, you know, and her... You know, major compatibility issues.
When this is over, we'll honor her memory.
I'm sure Shepard would care more about us seeing this through than being memorialized. She stayed behind when her people left the Northlands to give us Magicals a chance of winning, of surviving. That is all that mattered to her.
Tonight's for Shepard, then. For Bob who can see. For all who were lost.
And for those of us still alive. Let's not forget those of us still alive.
For all of us.
Yeah. I'm really scared. I mean, I wouldn't tell anyone else, but I really am. I do not want to die. I know I keep telling people I'm ready to die, but...
I know. And I can't tell you that won't happen. Because it might.
Great. Good to know. Very comforting. If I do die, then at least I died for something. Right? Something important. My life had meaning. That's something, right? Right. Well, good luck, Kian. What is it you people say? I hope your goddess smiles on you. And to be honest, on me as well. I mean, she's not my goddess, but I'd still appreciate a smile, or just the tiniest smirk. Maybe a wink? Basically, any kind of acknowledgement will do. I want to be in good standing with all gods, goddesses, and non-gendered deities tonight.
As usual, Enu's mind keeps running off the rails. Alright, I think we've talked to everybody, so now just talk to Anne sitting right next to the door there.
We haven't had a chance to speak since that night I left for Gien. It's been awkward. Anna, Elena, we haven't...
Yeah, it's fine. I'm not...
Talked, and... Sorry, what were you saying?
Nothing. Don't worry about it, Kian, really. I'm glad you're back and in one piece. We have a job to do. We can talk after.
Good, yes, after. We really should.
Anu and I will escort Ferdals to the engine house in the green. We'll watch over him while he does whatever it is that he needs to do. Kian, are you sure we can trust him?
Do we have a choice? Yes, I believe we can.
Okay. He'll be ready when you found your way into the tower.
Something Hami said. Utana learned of my trip to Gien from a trusted source. I wonder... Did you tell Utana about Gien?
Alright. Yes. Yes, I did. I did it to help you. I trust the mother. I always have, ever since... Well, you know, you and her, you saved my life half a lifetime ago. I'm sorry for trying to help.
If you hadn't told Utana, I'd be dead now. So, thank you.
That's it. Thank you. We might never see each other again, and...
So, once again, yep, we have this choice.
I can't give her what she desires most. But I can still grant her a kiss. I can't give her everything she's hoping for. But I can at least say something to make her feel better. Words can never bridge the gap between us.
Oh, let's see. Well, the first time, yeah, I didn't see any context for that first time that you could choose to kiss her. But for this one, even Kian knowing that, you know, he's not interested in women. This is not going to be any kind of romantic thing. Maybe it's something that she was still hoping for ever since she was little. So maybe we can grant her this at least.
I can't give her what she desires most, but I can still grant her a kiss.
Hey, whoa, what?
I'm just trying to...
No, that's not...
Sorry.
Don't do that. I am sorry for... Alright,
Are we leaving soon? Because if we wait much longer, I'm afraid I'll just curl up into a ball and be of no use to anyone.
the streets are crowded with revelers and the Azadi are staying out their way. There's no better time. This whole reaping thing is giving them the willies. It's way too pagan for our pious occupiers.
I'll find a way into the heart of the tower.
And we'll stand by and wait for you to contact us.
You still believe you can shut the engine down remotely, Firdaus?
With your help? Unless they've disconnected the pipes. Yes, I believe so. I know they're still waiting on the final calculations to be sent to the tower, so if we hurry...
Then let's not waste any more time.
Just get inside the tower and find the engine and contact us via the speaking tube. I'll walk you through the steps needed for me to take control, and then I'll force the engine to crash.
Crash?
Crash?
Crash! Wait, what's happening now? Why are we all saying crash? Has there been an accident?
If we feed it the wrong instructions, the engine will stop working. Like a cloud ship that, crashes into a mountainside. It's complicated, but really quite easy.
We'll have to take your word for it.
I've worked on the engine for years. I know how it operates.
Are you guys ready? I am so ready. I mean, not really, because I have no idea what we're doing, but I'm as ready as I'll ever be. Not that I feel ready. I prefer fighting an enemy I can see, and I don't understand what this engine is, or how Firdaus plans to stop it, or what it's doing, but... So how about it, guys?
Let's go. Be safe, Kian. If you die, I'll be very cross with you.
I actually hadn't tried that kiss option before. That was funny. Kian, as always, seems to always completely misread what women are thinking. Oh, that made me laugh.